Alexa, why aren't you continuing to play my music?
For help with that question, go to the help and feedback section.
Hello, welcome, Alexa. Alexa, play my like songs on shuffle. Come on.
Shuffling your like songs.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome. What happened to my light? Oh shoot, something went out here. All right, the party's starting. We are having technical difficulties. Welcome to Food Talk TV. I'm Daphne Brogdon. And we are going to make a fun meal today. Alexa, turn down by one. Oh, what happened there? Okay, wait. Okay. Hi, everybody. How are you? Okay, now this is going to be a struggle because in my kitchen, what I'm always dealing with here is I want you guys to see what I'm making. And then I want to also be able to see what you, oh my God, how classic is this? Is this not the definition of middle age right here? Right there. There we go. I already have glasses on my head. I want to be able to see what you say. Oh, that's right. I got to do it here. Okay, so listen. Moms out there, parents out there, you guys know that what this week is, right? No, Mother's Day is Sunday. What this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. So what I'm making today is I'm going to be making food for a lunch for the teachers at my son's school. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm getting in my jalopy and I'm taking it over. Okay, hang on a second. Totally forgot about that vision thing. Fran's here! Yay! Fran's and Maria's here. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. Hey, tap the screen, you guys. The more taps you give, the more likely. Fran, I'm so happy to see you. It looks like the sun is starting to slowly come through here, but LA has been so overcast. It's depressing me. Is it the same in San Diego? In Fran Diego? Yeah, please keep tapping the screen. The more taps, I don't know, it's 1,000 or something threshold, then it goes. Girl, what do you drive? I got a Hyundai. I got a Hyundai Tucson. It's a hybrid. Fran says yes, but it's supposed to get hot tomorrow. Okay, it's funny. They said it's not going to get hot here till Saturday. I cannot wait for a heat wave. I am a hot weather gal. People who complain about heat, that will rarely be me. Rarely. I'm very, very happy to be here on Food Talk TV. I'm going to tell you a couple things I'm going to do, and then I have a third thing in case we have more time. But what I'm going to do is I was thinking a good old-fashioned meatloaf. But I'm going to be taking this lunch up into this, rec room area where for a 2-hour period, the teachers, Alexa, turn down. The teachers are going to be coming in and they need to, feed themselves and so forth. So I thought, no, meatloaf, no, meatballs would be better. And then it occurred to me, you guys, let's be honest. What's really the difference between a meatloaf and a meatball? Is it just the shape? Is it? It kind of is. I mean, you use ketchup with a meatloaf, and you don't usually do that with a meatball, although you could. But they're pretty darn similar. So I'm calling these meatloaf meatballs. So they're going to be meatball shaped, but with a little bit, but it's spicy, and it's going to be spicy. I'm just layering all kinds of stuff here. So wait a minute, let me see if I can find this so I don't have to be quite so blind. I was so arrogant about I'll wait for that, about my vision until mid-40s, and then it all went to crap. Yeah, this is a problem I can't really see. Okay, let me just get going. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do a spicy meatball. But one of the things that I also want to make it as easy as possible is I'm going to eliminate a lot of the chopping, and we're going to go to the grating. My mother used to make these meatballs when I was a kid that were so good, and she always grated a potato in them. So I'm going to start off with that. I'm going to grate a russet. And come on in. This is Food Talk TV. We are the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. My own account is I'm Daphne Brogdon. I had a show on Food Network for a few years called Daphne Dishes, still available on Amazon, I believe. And I've owned restaurants with my late husband, Chef Mark Peel. On my own, I've done different pop-ups and catering and so forth. I appear at food festivals, and I love being part of the Food Talk TV universe. And actually, a bunch of us are all going to be in Dallas next week, and I'm very excited. I got to figure out what I'm going to cook. So, let's see. For this amount, I'm going to do a mix of ground pork and ground beef. With meatballs, I like a mix of the pork. It's also nice sometimes to weave in the pork because sometimes it's a little cheaper than beef as well. And thank you for tapping the screens. Also, some roses rewards. Go to the Food Talk TV team. Always, always, always appreciate it. So what's great here? So okay, yeah, I don't know. About half a potato is probably good for this, and then we can go straight to grating the carrots, which is also a heck of a lot easier. And I think a lot of people get, you know, my big slogan on my cooking show was don't be afraid to cook. Because in America, it feels like people either fetishize food and get really obsessed with, like, you know, I'm going to watch food TV and blah, 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 and, you know, taking pictures on Instagram and all that stuff. And then they just go home and order DoorDash, you know? So it's like, well, how about we just have a more, you know, no, we're not all going to be super duper gourmet chefs, but we can make some nice food that is not, that costs less than if you ordered it out. Probably better for the environment, because I don't know about you, but every time I get food delivery and I'm like, oh, I feel terrible. This styrofoam plastic, I just... Okay, look how much. Look at that. More than enough carrot. Boy, carrots really go far. All right, let me see here. What have I missed? So much. Don't forget your... Oh, yes, thank you, Fran. You're so good. Oh, it's Cheryl. Thank you for the... Okay, this is where I want to move. Bab's hair. Oh, phew. Phew, all I can say is phew. I'm so happy. You like the gloom, Fran? Oh, Cheryl, thank you for joining the team. That's so kind of you. Really appreciate that. I'm not. I get kind of... Trini's here. Trini, I was just watching your... Oh, it was so good. I made a comment. It looked yummy. Your cheddar cheese soup. Your cheddar cheese soup looks so good. Check out Trini Cooks. I'm a gloom queen. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I feel like life will be easier for you if you're a gloom queen, because I'm not. All right, so potatoes. We've got grated potatoes. We've got grated carrots. If you're just joining, I am making meatloaf meatballs. Spicy meatloaf meatballs, because I need to serve lunch to our teachers, because this week is Teacher Appreciation. And I don't know about you, but I definitely appreciate my teachers. And I really appreciated them, as I'm sure many of you did, during like COVID lockdown, when I'm like, let me get this straight. These kids are gonna be here the whole time. Okay, great. And they've got so much to do. I mean, you know, there's always a couple stinkers you don't like, but for the most part, I have a lot of respect and love for the teachers and the staff at our school, and it's a public school. It's actually a charter school. All right, now I'm cutting up red pepper. Now, if I was making this for my family, I wouldn't be able to do this because my daughter has like this pepper aversion. But since it's not going to them and it's going to be going to the hardworking teachers and staff, I am going to make this a little different. Excuse me, pardon me, and make it spicy. And it's a funny thing. I don't know how you guys feel about peppers. Like raw red peppers, I can't stand the smell of them. I can't stand the taste of them. But if I cook them, yum. I love them in a soup, I love them in a sauce. So it's a funny thing, the alchemy that occurs there. Okay, so that's a pretty quick dice. And here's a good, if you're 10-second cooking school, when you're, it's a weird sound. Anyway, put your knife here and just do a little leverage. And that's an easy way to chop. You don't have to be super duper pro. I want to make it kind of small though, because it's all gonna, especially if it's gonna be somewhat in concert with the grated vegetables. How do you guys like the new angle? I like it, except I can't see anything that people are saying, but I have to figure that one out. Okay, now let me see if I've downloaded here so I can see. For my spicy meatloaf, meatballs for teachers here on Food Talk TV. Oh, wait, nope. Hold the phone. I think we've got something. Oh God, don't you love that when you're like trying to, and it's like, we want to update. No, don't update. Please don't update. There we go. Oh, look at me looking at me. This is hilarious. Okay, Trini said, oh, thanks. Okay, now I turn this down. And now I can see, oh my God. That is humbling to see myself looking down. Oh, I've got the glare. Shoot. One second. There. Is that better? Look, I can't even find stamps. I'm using my return address. I don't mail that much anymore, do you? All right. Yes, welcome to Food Talk TV, home of TikTok's longest running live cooking. Okay, Babs got the number 3 gifter. Okay, I'm cooking with gas. Oh my God, you guys, it's time for the facelift. I'm gonna do a crowdsourcing for the. There we go. No, it needs a little over. Live television. Okay. So let me get. I've got my grated carrots, potatoes. I want these sticks a little more. I'm just trying to get this all in the same place. Okay, good. Got that. And then onions. I think that's going to be it. And I'm going to do green onions just because it's easier than peeling a whole big old onion. 10-second cooking school. Always angle your fingers like this. 1, so you don't chop your fingers off. And 2, if you really start to go fast, I'm not that great at going fast, the knuckles of your fingers can help act as a guide. Set up, and then a bunch of people came into my kitchen and it kind of messed up my lights. Apparently people live here. Who knew? Okay, thank you for the hearts. All right, we're up to over 4,000. Fantastic. So now we're gonna heat up the hot pan. And as you know, anytime you come to Food Talk TV, you'll see all different kinds of fantastic culinary creators. I am but one. I am here on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central. But all the other days, I already put some olive oil in there. Probably should have waited a minute. Anyway, all the other days, there's always great culinary creators that I learn from too. Okay. So we're just gonna do a quick saute here. So I'm trying to make this kind of easy. I mean, if I was being more careful, I probably would have I'd saute the peppers, and then I'd add the other stuff. But I really want people to just make it as easy as possible to cook. Okay, way too many carrots. So I'm also, my onions. I'm also gonna incorporate some other things because I am queen of the leftovers. I love repurposing leftovers. I hate waste. And I had one of my episodes of my show was Festival of Leftovers. My husband and I used to always joke about, what are we having tonight? Well, let's try Festival of Leftovers. And then it was always like this challenge, how we can make something interesting that our kids won't roll their eyes at, which is, always hard. Oh, hi, Mama T. You're so sweet. Gosh, you're so sweet. Mama T is on later. And I know I'm gonna meet some of y'all next week, so I'm really excited about this. I want more olive oil. Keep tapping that screen, and if you have any cooking questions, let me know. Cooking questions, Food Network questions, former basic cable superstar questions. Yeah, there's just so much to discuss. Welcome, Adelinda. Adelinda, am I saying that right? You know, I bought another stand to hold that, and I can't remember what it is. So, the whole thing with making the meatloaves for the teachers is I'm trying to think, and if you ever going to like a potluck, a church social, whatever, you got to also think about the plating, and that's something that having owned restaurants, you got to think about that. Obviously, when you just serve your family, you're like, whatever, you're lucky I'm feeding you. But when it's an event, you have, oh, Fran, thank you so much. Thank you for the roses. Aww, thank you, Fran's the best. You have to think, how is this going to land? How is this going to, what device are we going to use? So I would love to have some like super saucy meatballs if I was cooking at home. But that's why it's to me more like a meatloaf, because it has to be easier. I am going to make a little bit of a mushroom cream sauce, but it's just going to end up being kind of a drizzle. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm getting more love here. FoodTokTV is getting more. Babs! Thank you, Babs. Oh, what did you add to the pan? Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going to do this like it does anything. So it's olive oil. It's just a nice little coating of olive oil. And then I did peppers, carrots. I'm not olive oil. And then I did peppers, carrots. I'm not really going to cook them. I'm just going to kind of soften them. It's just a softening. I'm holding this like I'm, why am I holding it? Oh, look. Oh, this is fun. Can I tap for myself? I love that. Daphne Brogdon liked the live. I love Daphne Brogdon. She's great. Adelinda. Okay, good. I said it right. Kind of getting the, sauteed potatoes. Good. All right. I actually want that to cool down. So, you guys, I'm using my mic again. Is it better? Can you hear better? I've been using it on my lives on my channel, and I think the sound quality is better. But I'd love to know how it works here. Okay. So now, one of the things that you want to do sometimes when you're cooking stuff, you just want the flavors to bloom a little bit. I think of the difference between raw garlic and when you, not even cook it, not to brown it, but just sort of like let the garlic sort of simmer in a warm oil. How that flavor blooms. I mean, honestly, this looks delicious. You could throw this on top of anything and it would be very good. I'd like it to cool down a little bit though, so I'm going to throw this in the fridge. Hey, I'm doing my show. We should preview. Okay, so I have a real, my friend Luca, who's been staying with us from Italy. Here, come in front, Luca. This is going to be a preview for next week. He and his family ran a very successful pizza place near Milan for many, many years. You've made
more than 30.
More than 30 years. You've made millions of pizzas, right?
Wow, 1,000 a day. Yeah.
1,000 a day. 1,000 a day. Okay, so in my humble kitchen next week, he's gonna show us how to make a real pizza, right?
We'll try.
We'll try. I know the oven can't be as hot as a real pizza oven. Okay, but that's the preview for next week. So thank you, Luca. Love it. I love it. You got your American trucker hat. You're going trucker. Okay, are you guys excited about that? About the pizza next week? I am. I'm very excited about that. Okay. So, while that whole vegetable melange cools down, I got out my meats. So I've got a pound of ground pork and a pound of ground beef. I gotta tell you guys, it's been kind of a week. So I have a very, my mother's quite elderly, and we've been having to do a lot of care with her. And she's in the hospital this week, so I'm a little distracted by that. She fell. She's got a fractured pelvic bone, and she has, I think, a little bit of signs at the beginning of pneumonia. So she's. I mean, we were glad they kept her in. We were like, we're gonna discharge her. We're like, that doesn't seem like such a good idea. So she's in there. But as soon as I get off this, I gotta figure out what's going on. So I'm sure you guys, a lot of you have been through that kind of. Oh, thank you for the prayers. Thank you. But there we go. All right. And it's funny because my mother was never a cook. She was a working mom and very much like 70s feminist lady. And when I was 9, I'm the youngest, she was like, I'm not cooking anymore. And she didn't, except Christmas Eve. And Christmas Eve, she would make meatballs. So it's a Christmas miracle. They're meatballs. And now her meatballs, which I'm not making today, were interesting because the key was really brown sugar. Like she was really put a lot of brown sugar in the sauce. They were delicious. Those were like little cocktail meatballs. Okay, wait a minute. I'm missing some. I have the same cast iron skillet. Oh yay, Margaret! I'm gonna will it. Leave it for. You know what? Okay, she said in my will I'm gonna leave it to my children. You aren't kidding. My father's been gone for 14 years, and at my mom's house, we still have this. It's a small reddish cast iron pan. And a few years ago, I said to my mom, "What's that from?" She goes, "Oh, your father had that when I met him." So he was a bachelor in the 50s, and we're still using that pan. That's some good value for your money. All right, so I'm just kind of putting the pork, doing my first round of. You don't want to over massage beef. If you do that, you can get this kind of sort of a greasy-ish skid texture that you're not going to be happy about. But I just want to mix the two meats. Okay, now we can start going to the spicy part of my spicy meatloaf meatballs. So again, getting back to what I said earlier about how I am the leftover queen. So I went and bought some of those egg bites for my son at Starbucks, and he always likes the little sriracha packets. And it makes me crazy to have all these and all the ketchup packets and everything. I'm like, I'm using them. So I'm going to put, what'll this be? I guess about 2 tablespoons. About 2 tablespoons of sriracha. Here. Because I thought that's going to go great. I mean, once you know a few basics in the kitchen, you can improvise, right? Okay. And then I need, my salt. Lots of salt. I tend to undersalt. My kids always tell me, you undersalt. Now the meatloaf part of this, a classic meatloaf thing, Worcestershire. I love Worcestershire. I always go on about Worcestershire because it has an umami flavor. Very British or so forth. So here's a trivia question. What is the ingredient in Worcestershire that gives it its umami flavor? Do you guys know? If you don't know, I'll give you multiple choice. But you're kind of a smart crowd, so a smart cooking crowd. You might know it. Oh, same here. Yeah. Okay, so tell me if anybody. Maybe I can give you. Wait, let me see if I can give you an. Is it? Here's the options: anchovies, mushrooms, soy sauce, or molasses. What do you think gives Worcestershire its umami flavor? Adeline, I lost my grandpa. He passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that recent? That's great you had him so long. I mean, actually, I don't know. You could be 10 years old for all I know. Lori says mushroom powder. Good guess. Sasha says anchovy, and Shelly says anchovies. Okay, Sasha and Shelly, you're right. It's anchovies. And I do have anchovy paste, and sometimes I put a little bit in it. And, if you don't put too much so that the kids know, but it gives that flavor. But this is kind of like your idiot-proof umami. Just always have it on hand. It's a really good thing to have on hand. All right, and then I want to have, because I'm really going for my spice, I'm going to do a little smoked paprika. could do cayenne. Whatever. And then, because classic meatloaf, meatballs, we're doing breadcrumbs. I think it's just a third of a cup, half a cup. And now, oof. I gotta do the gloves. I don't like touching meat without gloves. I know it's partly because of having worked in restaurants, you have to wear gloves, or at least in California you do, or you should. But I still like the feeling. It's gross. I want it under my nails. Yes. Okay. And now I'm gonna do. So how's everybody doing today? I was complaining about the overcast skies. Oh, but now it's coming through. Thank goodness we got some blue skies. Yesterday it stayed cloudy the whole day, and I was a little off because of it. Oh, I have to tell you about my last night. I had a really interesting and food related last night that is worthwhile. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for the roses, the likes, the hearts, joining the team, everything. Okay. Now we're gonna turn this on. So the other reason I didn't want to do a meatloaf today, even though, I mean, I wanted to do a meatloaf, but I decided not to do a meatloaf. I said, when you do a meatloaf, then it needs like an hour to cook. Number one, that wouldn't be good for this live. And number two, it wouldn't be good because I got to race over to the school right afterwards. So that's another reason I was like, all right, let's, but wait a minute. You know what I was going to do though? I just realized I changed my plan. Okay, if I had more time, this is how I would do it. I would cook them in a pan, but with this on top. Why this? Because of all the fat. Because then all the fat would come. But I don't have time today. I'm going to do it myself. Okay, so let me tell you about last night. So for some of you know, my late husband, Mark Peel, very famous chef, really well known in California cuisine. Oh my God, what am I doing? I haven't added my other ingredient. Oh my God, were any of you gonna tell me? Okay, so remember, this is what we did earlier. This is the grated potato, grated carrot, red pepper, and green onions. No, I'll mix that in. So I wanted to cool that down before I had to touch the meat. All right. As I massage, I will continue on with my story. So anyway, my husband, very famous chef. So his first big break was he cooked in the late 70s for Wolfgang Puck at he was at Maison, and then this new young Austrian chef showed up, Wolfgang Puck, might have heard of him. So he was there for a while, and then Mark said, I'm going to go back to school. And he went to study agricultural economics at UC Davis. And while he was there, he would drive down to Berkeley, and he was the assistant pastry chef at Chez Panisse. And I'm sure you've heard of Chez Panisse, one of the most famous restaurants in America, started by Alice Waters. And then while he was there, Wolfgang called and said, Mark, I'm going to start this little pizza place, and I want you to be my opening chef. I'm going to call it Spago. Da-da-da-da. Mark jumped in his car, went back to LA, and the rest is history. Of course, Spago was a huge hit. And then Mark and his then wife Nancy ended up going off and started La Brea Bakery and Campanile, and big hits. And then they got divorced, and then I came in. So there we go. So anyway, I'm taking Italian lessons because with my son, because I'm engaged now to an Italian. Lucas is the best friend of my fiance. And okay, now here's the thing with meatballs that I want to cook. I should get this scale. Anyway, so you take the classes, I need more oil in the pan, at the Italian consulate has an institute next to it in Los Angeles, and they have classes. That's in grams. That's in grams. 1.5 ounce. Yeah, that's about right. About 1.5 ounce. So they have classes, and it's also the only night off that my fiance has off, and my daughter loves to go out to eat. So we go to the Arm & Hammer Museum in Los Angeles, has a really good restaurant called Lulu, which is started by Alice Waters. Now, she's usually in Northern California. She's not. Anyway, the food is fantastic. If you come to Los Angeles, for my money, I think it's the best restaurant in town. Really exceptional. Beautiful. You're outside. Some nights they have like a little jazz trio. I mean, it's terrific. Anyway, so last night she was there, and I haven't seen her in years. So the manager knew the story, and he was like, Alice, someone see, it's, Daphne, Mark Hill's widow, and then I got introduced to Vivian, and it was a really, really special. It was pretty terrific, and I'm gonna cry, because she hugged me, and she goes, oh, I loved him so much. We had so much fun. So, anyway, that's my story. Oh, Trini, yay, thanks for the heart. Oh, Bria's here. Yay. Oh, Adelina, you follow me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm like 600 away from the magic 10,000 number. So I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, so for those who are just tuning in, I am making spicy meatloaf meatballs. Oh, who's giving hearts? Aw, Mama T. Thank you, Mama T. Appreciate that. I'm checking on my, I like to have uniform balls. I don't like it when and again, because I'm serving a whole bunch of teachers. Last year, do you guys do this? Do you do the lunches for the teachers? Last year, for some reason, the Parent Association didn't do it till almost the very end of the year. And I said to them this year, I go, listen, June rolls around, and I'm like, F you all, I'm out of here. I'm done with school and everything to do with it. And it was a little harder to get excited. I said, you got to do it in May, where people are still like, oh, God, please put up with my annoying kid, or, I hope we get some favorable grades. You got to kind of, have more of a buy-in. Okay, I love watching you and your hubby on the Hallmark Channel. Oh, Mommy T, I love you saying that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I know. I gotta try to wait. There's a clip I have of that. I gotta see if I can repurpose that and put that on TikTok. Thank you. We work well together. Okay, what makes it spicy? That's a really good question. Okay, here's what makes it spicy. First off, I chopped up red peppers and put some onions. Then I did smoked paprika, and I also put in a couple tablespoons of sriracha. I don't want to make it so spicy that, when the teachers go up to fill their plate, their mouth's on fire, but I want to make it a little more interesting. Hang on. This pan's getting a little crowded. Actually, you know what I'll probably do? Maybe I'll bake these anyway, just so I have space. And I feel like I probably missed stuff. Okay, what have I missed? Oh, good. Okay, great. Yeah. I have a thing against green peppers. It's funny, my husband didn't like green peppers either. I don't know why, I just don't like them. Where do you guys fall on the green pepper thing? I mean, to the point where green pepper smell can make you gag. And it's funny, because I'll eat just about anything. Well, I won't eat as much as... Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Keep tapping it. Welcome to FoodTokTV. If you're just joining, longest running live cooking show on TikTok. I'm Daphne Brogdon, Daph Brog, formerly of Food Network. I run restaurants. Let's see here. Oh! Wait a minute. I got a green pepper comment. Yes! Bria, you don't like them either. Lori, I only like green ones, raw, not cooked. Fascinating. My daughter had a friend in elementary school who could eat green peppers like an apple, and we would just look at her like, that's interesting. See, I like peppers in general cooked more than raw. But I mean, I think they're good for you, so that's a good snack. Afterwards, like when you eat garlic though, or onions, where you're like, I need to stick a gum. So that's what I would think. Okay. It's got a lot of pep. These are peppy. You guys should rename this. Peppy, spicy meatloaf meatballs. Yay! Thank you for the hearts. You guys are so sweet. Okay, I was loving this angle until I saw that this dirty plate is the most featured thing right at this moment. That's not good. I I'm always watching other people's lives, and I'm like, oh, that was so good. Like Trini, I was watching something you did, and I think you had taken a live and then cut it, but it was so good because you were like, I did this, and the angle you had was perfect for seeing what was going in your bowl. So I got very spoiled working with a crew. Much harder to do this on your own. Okay. That's almost done. And I'm purposely putting the meatballs on a rack over the pan to get the fat down. Now, if you were making a real meatloaf, I would also recommend you switch your meatloaf like this, because you know when you make a meatloaf in a loaf pan, and then it comes out and there's like this ring, like it's receded, it's all that fat. Doesn't look that good. And then with this, if you can form it, put it like this, then you're not going to have the moat of grease. You won't have the moat of grease. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, thanks for Trini. Great. Bria, I need my bell peppers cooked. I am with you. Lori, my daughter-in-law eats jalapeno peppers like that. Wow. Some people, they just, it doesn't bother them. The spicy stuff just doesn't bother them. Oh my gosh, look at this. I mean, honestly, when you see yourself looking down, is there anything more humbling? Oh, I hate the one right next. I remember 20 years ago. You guys remember the author Nora Ephron? She was a comic book. She wrote Heartburn. Anyway, she was lovely. Oh, shoot, I keep playing this in a screenwriter. Oh, let me put this in there. So she used to come into our restaurant. My husband loved it. So let's see, how am I? So I'm in my probably late 30s or something when I met her. And she's written this book, and it was, I have to read it now, about aging, and it was called I Hate My Neck. And at that time, I was like, oh, well, my neck's fine. And now I'm at the I hate my neck phase. Very humbling. Turn these around. Oh, they're kind of falling apart. I'm not so happy about that. I get to Gavin, and I should have turned sooner. Oh boy. All right, and then as it's cooking, I'm gonna put in, just because it's a little crispier that I like. With all the peppers and the potato and everything, there's a lot of sugar in there, so I want to mitigate that a little bit. Okay, wait, I think I missed something. I'm sure I've missed many things. Forge is here. Hi, Forge. Oh, and Benjamin's here. Oh, the gang's all here. My gosh, that's great. These guys are the best. The Food Talk TV crew is a sweet bunch of folks. So, here's where I'm at. I am making meatloaf meatballs, spicy meatloaf meatballs. Not for me, not for my family, but for teachers, because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. So when this is done, I'm going to take this platter over to the school, and I'm going to feed them. And I've got 2 different versions of these meatballs cooking. I have the ones on this pan here, and then I put some on a rack, and they are in the oven cooking. So I'm just going to kind of cover these, and we'll start moving on to the sauce. I have a little sauce. It's a little crazy. Now I'm thinking I'll make the sauce anyway. I'm not sure if it's actually going to go with it. But what the heck. In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay. Wait, time-wise? Maybe I won't make the sauce. You know what? I'm not going to make the sauce. I'm going to make something else. Okay. You're in for a treat. So, again, something I've been talking about my late husband, Mark Pill. His restaurant, Campanile, there were a few things that were on his menu. And his food he's really one of the godfathers of California cuisine. but he was very much influenced by time he spent in Italy and also in France. So one of the dishes that he could never take off the menu that was the most popular, it's called sautéed, something like sautéed crispy trenne, whatever. And you're kind of like, oh, how great is that? It was amazing. So trenne, hang on, wait, I gotta move this over. So it's a crispy, it's a crispy pasta with the bolognese. Now his recipe for bolognese is so difficult, I can't do it. I've tried from his cookbook. I even called his co-cookbook author. We took her out for lunch and we said, what's up with this bolognese recipe? And she was like, dude, I don't know. It's been so many years, like I don't even know. So we'll skip that part of it. But what he would do is, with the crispy pasta, is again, a fantastic use of leftovers, and it's a total Michelin star yum yum entree. Okay, you guys are all talking to each other. Okay, so here's the key though. You can't use freshly cooked pasta. So this is why it's good for leftovers. So let's say, let me paint you the picture. You've just done a mess of pasta. Let's say penne. Let's say you did a whole bunch of penne pasta for your kids. Now, what's best is if you don't mix it up with the sauce, that you take the pasta separately and you put up whatever you're going to put on it. So now you have some leftover pasta. Put it in the refrigerator. I'll be right back. So, I am not good enough with my science explanation, my husband was better at this, to tell you why the cooked pasta works better, but it has to do, like if you have hot pasta, you can't get the crispy pasta. Like if you cook the pasta and you're like, I'm going to do crispy pasta right away, it won't work. You have to cool it down. It has to go into the refrigerator first. Oh, I see these things come up in that. All right. So we need another pan. Ooh, let me check the meatballs. Oh, those are coming along. Yeah, those are coming along. Not as, I did not turn them as evenly as I wish I had. Okay, I think I can actually preview one. And by preview, I mean to eat it. Okay, this one's a little, the shape isn't quite so good. I'm gonna see how it's going. Because I don't wanna punish the teachers. I wanna give them something actually good. Hot. Okay, I'll let it cool. So, oh my god, the flame was still on. Jeez, I'm reckless. Okay. This is a very much like a restaurant type pan. So, you make this to order. So we do olive oil. There we go. Well, let's see. Maybe I have another trivia question. I got another food trivia question. Oh, this is a good one. What is the main difference between baking soda and baking powder? A, one is sweet, the other is salty. B, baking soda needs an acid to activate. Baking powder already contains acid. C, baking powder is only used in savory. D, baking soda is only used in high altitude cooking. Do you guys know what the key difference between baking soda and baking powder is? I mean, I know the Food Talk gang will know, but somebody non-Food Talk? Okay, Bria says, wait, I think you got that right, Bria. Bria's right. Baking soda needs an acid to activate. Baking powder already contains an acid, which is so great. I mean, that was one of the many things that I learned in general from once I met my husband. It's the whole, he's like, everything's alkaline or acid in cooking. It's all, that's why it's good if you have a science brain. I don't have a science brain. But for cooking. And he was a big fan of, God, what the heck is that guy's name? Harold McGee. Harold McGee writes these big, thick books, and they're not cookbooks per se, but they're a lot about the interactions, like this happens when this reaction. If you're a food nerd, which I bet a lot of you food talk people are, you would love his books. I haven't agendaed it. Okay, I'm really happy I put this broth because now it's giving it kind of a nice little light brown sauce. Let's try it. Okay, I like it. I could have made it a little spicier than it is, but it's spicier than it usually is, and I can taste the smoky of the paprika. Because the first taste, there's always 3 beats. Comedy and food all have 3 beats. Good comedy and food all have 3 beats. There's the first bite, there's the palate, what you sense on the palate, and then there's what you sense right when you're leaving. The first bite of this is not spicy. The second bite, the middle bite, has a little bit, but it's when it's leaving, that's where you feel the heat. Oh, yeah. Oh, great, I got a hair. That's disgusting. All right, so this is warm now. I'm pleased with those. Let's see how they're doing in the oven. Oh, they're looking good. Looking good. Yeah, this is working out. Okay, so we're gonna take some of this cold pasta. And you don't want to stack it because it's really important that each side, oh, I gotta move this bowl because you're gonna do that. Now at the restaurant, we did this with trenny. It's very hard to get trenny. Trenne. Sometimes I've actually ordered it by mail order because it's so hard to find in the store. Trenny is a triangle penne. So then you've got a flat surface, which makes this even better. Penne is easier to find. Now here's the key. I put this in, don't touch it. You don't turn it around. If you do, you're going to ruin it. Although now I see that one's not. But they all have to be, the pasta all has to be touching the hot oil. That one's not touching. It's kind of like a Jenga. No, not a Jenga. What is it like? I don't know, some kind of gang. Okay, so no, that's not touching. So each one has to be touching. Okay. Each one is touching some part of its pasta body in the hot water, in the hot oil. We're gonna just let that crisp. Let me get a plate ready for it. Now, the hardest part of this is if you've done some bolognese sauce, and as you know, that can take a while. A good bolognese sauce takes a while. What else do we got? You were right. You were right with that. Oh, we're at 10,000. Hey, Food Talk TV, longest running live cooking show on TikTok. I'm Daphne Brogdon. My channel is Daphne Brogdon. Please give me a follow. I'm slowly climbing up that 10,000 route. As you can see, I have made spicy meatloaf meatballs for Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm also making one of the most, a version of one of my late husband's most famous and favorited entrees from his late restaurant, Campanile in Los Angeles. It's called crispy sauteed trenny. I can't even remember what it was called, but it's a crispy trenny. Okay, so let's see if I can pick one up so I can show you what's happening here. So if I cook the pasta right away from a hot pot, there's like this sugary kind of thing that sort of connects on the pan. It's not good. That's why it's like you want the pasta to calm down in the fridge. So you can only do this with cold pasta. You can't really, it's not quite at where it is, but it's at a little bit crispy. Make sure there's enough oil. Crisp. Okay, that's looking better. That's looking more like what it's supposed to look like. And I don't want to put it in. And you don't want both sides crispy. It's the mix of, that never touched. Okay, a mix of the soft. Okay, perfect. Can you see that? That one's perfect. That's exactly how you want it. So just want to make sure that the oil is covering, kind of maybe move the pan around a little bit. See, and then this one kind of came unattached on its own. And then I am cheating for ease. This is a good bolognese I got at Italy, which is a gourmet restaurant here. I think there's one in Dallas too. Anyway, so then it just kind of starts to disengage from the pan on its own. Boom, ready to go. Boom, ready to go. Turn off the heat. I want to bring this closer so you guys see it. Okay, so can you see how that looks there? That brown, that crispy? Yum. Yum. My kids love this. Now, once you've done the crispy pasta, you can't be like, oh, great, well, now I'll refrigerate this and serve it like, no. You gotta serve this fresh. Okay. So there's the crispy pasta. And then I'll just throw some of this. Oh shoot, my meatballs. This is like what it's like, as many of you know, when you have more than one kid, you're focused on one kid, and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta pay attention to that other kid. Come on. Squeeze. Oh God, my life was a lot easier when I realized if things don't open, just squeeze it. Okay, so I'm just going to warm some of this up. This bolognese actually has a lot of grated carrot in too, I can tell. I buy some of this periodically and then I freeze it, and it's always so great, you know, when those nights when you're like, come home from work or dealing with the kids or whatever, and you're like, oh, I have something decent frozen. Or, do you ever do this? I freeze stuff, don't label it, and then I go, wait, did I freeze this because it was too early to put it into the garbage because the meat's gone brown, or is it something I can eat? Terrible. One more. All right. So, then we've got saute cream. And then just spoon that bolognese. This was on the menu at Campanile the whole time, all 24 years it was in existence. There's still a Campanile at LAX. It's not good. We got nothing to do with it. I used to get some checks from that. I don't anymore. To be perfectly honest. Okay, here we go. So, I even hit this. I would have hit it with more light. Hang on. There. Because this is a really delicious. And the meat with the crispy. Oh man, that's good. Highly recommend this. Highly recommend. Move my lights around. Oh my God, this is gonna be my lunch, big time. That is fantastic. All right. I think I gotta do with these meatballs here. Now here's the other thing. When you're doing something like I'm doing, taking it to the teacher's lounge, you gotta label your plate. I can't tell you how many times when I've been the hostess at a potluck, and I'm, did you leave the platter with the roses? No. Okay. All right. Well, good to see you. Bye. Did you leave the bowl with the bunnies? I'm like, I don't want all this stuff. I don't want the Santa Claus platter, the cookie plate. Label your stuff. Oh, hi, Patricia. How are you? Oh, Trini, thank you. It really is delicious. It really is. Okay, so what I made is spicy meatloaf meatballs that I'm serving to the teachers because it's teacher appreciation lunch, and so we're doing a big potluck for them. And then I did one of the most famous dishes Oh my God, what did I just do with it? I'm on my mind. We used to serve at my husband's restaurant, Campanile. It's sauteed trenny. It's a crispy trenny. You need to use leftover cold pasta for it with bolognese. Well, leave it here. There, so you can see it. I never know if I should do this one. Yes or no on the light? Maybe yes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, great. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's so funny watching me. And meatballs. Okay, I'm gonna take the meatballs. There we go. And then, hi Cindy. Oh, how are you? Okay. Oh, the light's good. Okay, good. Yeah, I feel like all you other food talk people, you guys have you figured out the lights better than I have. Okay, so the plating for the teachers. So we're gonna do, I'm purposely, so again, I originally thought I'll take the teacher's meatloaf, and then I went, no, that's gonna take too long to cook, and B, then I have to slice it. So I don't know what their utensil, napkin, plate situation is. So I thought, let me just do this, and I'll make it more as if I was making meatloaf, but in the shape of meatballs. And then I made them spicy. So they have grated potato, grated carrot, chopped green onions, sriracha, smoked paprika, what else? Is it carrots, potatoes? Yeah. Now some of them fell, and there were some breadcrumbs, the panko. Yeah, there was a little panko. Originally in my head I was gonna do this creamy mushroom sauce, but I think that'll just be weird and be harder to serve. And then I have some more. Let's see how they worked out in the oven. Oh, these, I think this is the ticket. This is the ticket, you guys. You're gonna see this looks so much better the way I cooked them over here. Okay, this is camera ready. Okay, so putting the meatballs, once I started doing this, is a game changer. So meatballs on a rack, and I also recommend you do this with meatloaf, so you don't have that moat of grease around your loaf pan. See? So they're cooked evenly. Now, if I was serving meatballs in my home, I'd now pop them in some sauce. But again, they're doing this potluck, and I just feel like the saucy stuff is going to be hard for the teachers, so I'm not going to do that. But look how perfect they look. And then all the grease is on the bottom here. Here, I'm going to show you. Come up close. What did I miss? Oh, great. Just more people joining. Fantastic. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, so. All right. And, yeah, cooked really evenly. I'm glad about that. And the peppers. Now, one of the things too that's really important when you do these kind of potluck things, though, is you got to bring a card. You got to bring a label. I always bring a label. I always say, you know, this. For instance, some people don't eat pork, either dietary, religious, whatever. So you have to say that there's pork. Obviously, if there's any nuts, but I just think it's always better, even if it's just a little 3x5 card. Write it down, fold it, boom. So you have it. I also put our family's name because, again, as nice as I am, I want these teachers to go, oh, this is Rex's family's name. Because, again, as nice as I am, I want these teachers to go, oh, this is Rex Peel's mom? Oh. I think I'm going to bump up that B- to a B. You know what I mean? Let's look out for numero uno. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Yay. What did I miss? Okay, what did I miss? Great. Oh, we're good. So, I tell you, I never know about the timing here. So, just to review, first off, I'm super crazy excited that I get to eat some of these little crispy meatball things that aren't ready for prime time. I want you all to try the sauteed trenny. So if you get trenny or penne, in this case, now I wouldn't do this with like linguine, spaghetti. I've tried it. It doesn't really work. You need a pasta that has more heft, is more solid. And then you can pair it with any sauce that you have that you like. I had bolognese. That's kind of the classic thing. You could even do this crispy pot with like a turkey trachezzini, like a creamy chicken or something like that if you wanted to. Although I like the acid of the tomato in combination with the crispy. Because with cooking, we're always thinking acid, we're acid and alkaline, and then texture. And I think that's one of the things that this really brings is the texture. All right, let's try the meatballs. These are my meatloaf meatballs. And as soon as I'm done, I have to go. And I'm going to serve these to the hardworking teachers at our school and the staff and say thank you for putting up with all that y'all put up with. Even though my kid's a good kid. But still, it's a hard job. It's a public school. They don't get to pick and choose their kids. They got to take all comers. And there we go. And thank you guys for joining me. This was a great group. And next week, I hope to be serving up some real Italian pizza with my real Italian pizza chef friend. And follow me on Daphne Brogdon. And just remember, anytime you come to Food Talk TV, you're always going to have a lot of great, fun, good-hearted culinary creators who do everything from Asian food to barbecue and everything in between. So thank you so much. Let me see what I missed now. Put on my eyeballs. Trini, you have a great day. You were so sweet and supportive. I love you, honey. And great. And thank you guys. And Rhonda. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this worked out great. I'm so happy. Okay. And have a great week. And oh wait, I have another trivia question for you. Hang on. Got another trivia. Wait a minute. Food trivia. What classic French dish is made by slowly cooking duck in its own fat? My husband used to also make this. It was incredible. Is it duck à l'orange, coq au vin, A, duck à l'orange, B, coq au vin, D, duck confit, or D, cassoulet? Classic French dish which is made by slowly cooking the duck in its own fat. In case, I'll give it a minute in case somebody wants it, but it is so delicious. It's the best way to have duck. Oh my God, it's so good. Duck confit. Yes, exactly, duck confit. He used to do, so a duck confit, and then he would it would kind of pull apart, like dark meat chicken. It would pull apart, and then he'd mix it with a light sauce and put it on, he made duck confit sliders at a cocktail bar we had. Oof. I don't know how to make it. I gotta find that recipe somewhere. Yeah, it's duck confit. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Daphne Brogdon here on Daphne Brogdon on Food Talk TV. And watch later this afternoon because Mama T's going to be on it. She's going to be cooking up something delicious, as she always does. All right. Bye. What did I miss? Bye, Journey. Bye.